The most boring money habit is the one that makes you rich. Ryan stared at his spreadsheet last December. Same grocery list he'd been buying for 2 years. Same coffee routine. Same $200 auto transfer every paycheck. Nothing exciting. Nothing Instagram worthy. But the number at the bottom of his savings tracker, $11,400. More than he'd ever saved when he was living his best life on a $48,000 salary in Columbus, Ohio. Here's the thing we don't talk about enough. The unsexy habits, the ones nobody posts about, the ones that feel almost embarrassingly simple. Those are the ones that actually build wealth. Not the hot stock tip. Not the crypto play. The boring stuff. Today, 13 habits that feel painfully boring, but they follow a system I call the Boring Money Multiplier. 3 layers. Each one builds on the last, and by the end, you'll see why boring might be the smartest financial strategy most people overlook. And number 11? You probably did it this morning without thinking twice. So here's the framework. Layer 1. Plug the leak. Habits that stop money from quietly leaving your account. Meal prep. Cleaning out your fridge. Canceling forgotten subscriptions. Direct savings you see this month. Layer 2. Build the wall. Behavioral guardrails. The 72-hour rule. Shopping boundaries. A boring routine that protects your wallet from impulse decisions. You're not saving money here. You're preventing future spending before it happens. Layer 3. Automate the growth. Pay yourself first. Automata transfers. Track everything. This is where your money compounds without willpower. Most frugal advice gives you layer 1 and stop. But layer 1 without layer 3 is like plugging a leak in a boat with no engine. You're not sinking, but you're not going anywhere either. Quick math. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the average American household spends about $77,280 a year. Redirect 8% through boring habits. That's over $6,000 a year. In 10 years with modest returns, a 6-figure difference from boring. Let's start with layer 1. Habit 1. Eat the same meals every week. Ryan rotates 5 dinners. Every Sunday he preps. Every week, the grocery bill lands within $10 of the same number. Before this, he was spending $480 a month on groceries plus $287 on DoorDash. 14 delivery orders in 1 month. After locking in his meal prep rotation, groceries dropped to $310 and DoorDash went to maybe twice a month. This isn't deprivation. It's eliminating decision fatigue so you don't default to the $18 pad thai at 8 p.m. because you're too tired to think. And speaking of defaults, that cost you... This next one sounds completely backwards for a frugal channel. Habit 2. Stop buying everything in bulk. For staples like meat, dairy, and toilet paper, bulk makes sense. But USDA data shows the average American household wastes roughly $1,500 in food every year. A big chunk is stuff we bought in bulk and watched turn brown in the fridge. Ryan's rule is simple. Bulk for what freezes or lasts. Fresh for what doesn't. Habit 3. The eat it down week. Before any restock, Ryan empties the fridge, freezer, and pantry. It forces a natural pantry challenge that saves a full grocery trip per month. That's another $75 to $80 without trying. Those three habits combined save Ryan around $3,200 a year on food alone. But the next one sparks the most debate in every comment section, and honestly, it should. Abifu. Intentional coffee spending. We're not doing the stop buying lattes lecture. Here's what actually works. Separate survival coffee from experience coffee. The one you need to function at 7 a.m. Make that at home. Ryan spends $14 on beans every 2 weeks. The coffee where you're catching up with a friend or enjoying a real break, buy that. That's intentional spending. The issue was never the latte. It was the autopilot.
Your card and your receipt.
According to a NerdWallet survey,
thank you.
The average American spends over $1,100 annually on coffee outside the home. Cut the autopilot. Keep the intentional ones. You save $700 to $900 a year and still enjoy your coffee. Now, before layer 2, let's do your math right now. Open your bank app. Scroll through last month. Count food delivery orders, coffee shop charges, and forgotten subscriptions. Multiply each by 12. That's your annual leak. Ryan did this last January. His number was $5,280 for things he barely remembered buying. That was his wake-up call. Layer 1 stops the bleeding. Layer 2 keeps it from coming back. Habit 5. The 72-hour rule. Every purchase over $30. Ryan waits 72 hours. Most of the time, he forgot he even wanted it. A 2024 Bankrate survey found 59% of Americans make impulse purchases as an emotional response. The 72-hour rule breaks that cycle, not by willpower, by time. And here's what nobody tells you. If you still want those headphones on Thursday, buy them. No guilt. This isn't about never buying anything. It's about making sure you actually want it. Abisis, stop shopping to kill time. Ryan used to scroll Amazon on his lunch break the way most people open Instagram. Subscription creep starts here too. A free trial Monday. A forgotten $14.99 per month charge 6 months later. His fix? Replace the scroll. Walk around the block. Red. Listen to a podcast. 20-minute screen time limit on every shopping app. Habit 7. A boring weekly routine. Same gym days. Same meal prep Sunday. Same no plans. Wednesday nights. That predictability protects his wallet because the alternative, an unstructured evening, usually ends with impulse booking a trip he can't afford. A boring routine isn't a boring life. It's the foundation that makes fun stuff affordable. But here's where things get interesting. Ryan showed his wife this system, and she pointed out something he was completely missing in his own closet. Habit 8. Cost per use thinking. A $180 jacket worn 300 times. 60 cents per use. A $35 hoodie worn once. $35 per use. Once you think in cost per use, you buy better stuff less often. Habit 9. The product use-up rule. Use what you own before buying the replacement. Most of us have cabinets full of half-used products because we got bored and bought something new. Okay, Pause. Everything so far has been spending less and buying smarter. But here's what separates people who save from people who build wealth. Layer 3 is where the real shift happens. Habiten. Budget daily, not monthly. Ryan spends 2 minutes every night logging what he spent. The key isn't the tool. Spreadsheet. A notebook. Whatever works. The key is frequency. Track daily. And you catch patterns. You notice stress weeks cost $200 more than normal week. Habit 11. Pay yourself first. On autopilot. Before rent, before bills. An automatic transfer moves $200 to savings every payday. He doesn't see it. He doesn't decide. It just happens. And if 200 feels like too much, start with 20. Even, the amount matters less than the automation. Habit 12. Round up savings. Every purchase rounds up to the nearest dollar. Change goes to savings. Last year, that invisible habit added up to $438. Money he never missed and never would have saved on purpose. Habit 13. Give yourself a fun budget and spend every dollar of it. Ryan budgets $150 a month for whatever he wants. No rules. No guilt. Because frugal burnout is real. If every dollar has a job and none of those jobs are fun, you'll snap and blow $600 on a random weekend. The fun budget is a pressure valve. It's planned for mission. And here's the twist. Most frugal content won't tell you the point of saving money was never to hoard it. It's to spend on things that actually matter. Boring habits buy you that freedom. That's the boring money multiplier. Layer 1 stops the leak. Layer 2 prevents new ones. Layer 3 grows your money on autopilot. And the fun budget makes sure you enjoy the life you're building. Tonight, one step. Open your bank app. Pick one subscription you forgot about. Cancel it. Then set up one automatic transfer, even just $20 per paycheck. You've activated Layer 1 and Layer 3 in under 5 minutes. If you know someone who always says, I have no idea where my money goes, send them this video. The grocery math alone might save them a couple $100 this month. And if you liked these boring habits, you should see what happens when you apply the same thinking to the stuff you're still overpaying for. That video is right here. And it'll change how you spend on things you thought were non-negotiable.